You're watching CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown.
Hi everyone, I'm Susie Sun. Here are your top stories. The rain is out and the gusty winds now moving in. Live look at Long Beach tonight. Calmer conditions now, but earlier our camera there was shaking. Let's go to Danny Roberti now with a look at your next weather. Hi, Danny.
Hi, Susie. Yeah, you're exactly right. The rain, we're not done with it everywhere, but the big story, it's really going to be the wind going into the next couple days. Things do look calm at LAX right now as well. Lingering showers going into tonight. This is mainly going to be in our mountains. We're staying windy through Friday. We'll talk about those wind advisories. Dry, cool, and sunny for our Thursday and our Friday. And then another storm moves through this weekend. It's going to be much weaker in terms of the rain that we see, but the winds will be back. So let's take a look at our radar, and you can see things have cleared up through LA County, Orange County. What we're seeing lingering, it's mainly to the north of us. You can see some of those snow showers up through the mountains right now, and then also some lingering rain showers in Riverside County through Moreno Valley, and they're pretty spotty right now, nothing like what we saw earlier. And on top of that, we also have quite a few alerts in place as well. We are talking frost advisories in place for the Inland Empire, wind advisories in place as well. Here's a look at our weather alerts map. It is lighting up. Okay, so we've got those winter weather advisories, northern Ventura County mountains. That's where we're going to see our next best shot for snow showers tonight. High wind warnings, wind advisories for those areas shaded in orange. We can see gusts up to about 50 miles per hour, even some areas 60 miles per hour. And in the mountains, it's going to be so blustery that it's going to blow all that snow all over the place, and that's going to make travel difficult. And then the frost advisory is in effect for Inland Empire, so things are going to get cold late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Here's a look at those winds, really gusty through Ventura County. Camarillo over into Ojai, we've got winds between 35 to 40 miles per hour in terms of the gusts. Breezy in Camarillo with sustained winds of about 17 miles per hour. So let's talk about what's next. For the most part, a lot of us are starting to dry out, but we are going to see some of those lingering showers through our northern Ventura County mountains. A couple more inches of snow possible. You can see that going into tonight. By tomorrow morning, everybody dries out, and we're going to wake up to sunshine Thursday morning, and that's going to be the name of the game for your Thursday afternoon. Sunny, a little bit cool out there, but breezy all day, and it's that wind that's going to make it feel a bit cooler. We're talking about the low 60s for our beaches, LA, Orange County, into the valleys, i.e. you struggle to break out of the 50s. You should reach 60 by tomorrow. Nothing but sunshine up in the mountains. It is going to be gusty. And you can see for the first half of January, things are going to be cooler than average in terms of our temperatures. We're going to see some of our coldest temperatures right here in Southern California that we've seen so far this season. So let's take a look at the next 7 days. LA, Orange County, we're holding on to the low 60s tomorrow. Friday looking a little bit warmer, upper 60s nearing 70, mid 60s Saturday. Things look good for the first half of the weekend. A great day to get outside. Saturday night into Sunday, we get another storm. This one's going to bring the wind, and we're going to talk more about that wind and how much rain and snow we've seen coming up at 8 on KCAL. Susie?
All right, Danny, thank you so much. And this is developing news tonight. The names of dozens of people linked to Jeffery Epstein have now been released to the public. CBS News reviewing those documents right now. So far, we know they mention well-known figures like Prince Andrew and former President Bill Clinton. The former president has not been accused of abuse alongside Epstein and has denied knowledge of Epstein's crimes. Epstein was accused of sexually assaulting underage girls. He died by suicide in prison. Meanwhile, the Labor Department says it's recovered more than $1 million for LA garment workers. The money is for back wages and damages for 165 workers who were reportedly denied overtime pay. Officials also found former California Deputy Labor Commissioner Conrado Gomez played a role in the 4 contractors called out for violations. Gomez retired in 2010. The Malibu Public Safety Commission is getting an update tonight on city efforts to make PCH safer. There have been growing calls for safety updates along PCH after the death of 4 Pepperdine students in October. The 4 women who were killed by suspected speeding driver. Last month, crews started updating traffic signals to try and slow down drivers. The update on those efforts and are more being discussed in a meeting right now. And our KCAL News reporter Lauren Posen is there, and we're going to have all the details for you tonight on KCAL News at 9. A person has been arrested in a hit-and-run investigation in Santa Ana. KCAL News reporter Joy Benedict is working on that story tonight.
This really is a very scary story here in this neighborhood in Santa Ana. As investigators say, a man was run over here in this parking lot of Delhi Park last night, and they believe it wasn't an accident. The incident itself took place at around 9:30 in the evening. That's when investigators say that a man driving some sort of a vehicle, for whatever reason, attempted to run over another man and missed. And then he followed that man into this parking lot here at Delhi Park and then succeeded in striking that man to the ground and then running him over. That 32-year-old victim is in grave condition this night at a local hospital as they're trying to figure out exactly what prompted this incident. Investigators with the Santa Ana Police Department say they were able to locate a vehicle they believe was involved in the attack nearby, just a couple of blocks away. They found it early this morning, and when they waited for the man to get in the vehicle and try and arrest him, they say that's when there was a short standoff that ensued. But they say they were able to arrest someone for this crime earlier today. Right now, we are still waiting for more information on who this person is who was arrested and, of course, who this victim is, as all of this does remain under investigation. But all we know right now is that it is a 32-year-old man who was struck by that vehicle, and we are told his condition is very grave right now. All of this still under investigation by the Santa Ana Police Department.
Meanwhile, Governor Gavin Newsom was in L.A. today with a plea to voters to approve Prop 1 in March, or he says the state's homeless crisis could get much worse. Prop 1 is a nearly $7 billion bond measure. It's designed to create new facilities to treat mentally ill, unhoused people. Governor Newsom making his pitch to voters surrounded by some powerful leaders, including L.A. Mayor Karen Bass and L.A. County Sheriff Robert Luna. Sheriff Luna says Prop 1 is critical in creating a real system to address mental illness on the streets.
Currently, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department operates a jail system that has become the largest mental health institution in our country. Approximately 42% of our population is mentally ill.
And it is not enough to get a bed for a person. We can get people off the street. We have demonstrated that. People are willing to come off the street, but you have to address why they were unhoused to begin with.
And here to tell us more now about Prop 1 and the big local coalition rallying for it, KCAL News political reporter Tom Waite. Tom, what are supporters and critics saying about all of this?
Well, first off, Susie, you can tell there's a real sense of urgency from the governor today when he was at this press conference. He needs this to pass in his mind because it allows the state to create reforms. It allows the state to redirect billions, or at least $1 billion in funding to address the homeless crisis, specifically to create more beds, more for folks facing mental illness and mental health challenges on the street. I think the total number is 27,000 when you consider all of the inpatient and outpatient, 11,000 inpatient beds. So he says that Prop 1 is needed to divert that money to create a bond in order to allow the state to use these funding measures to create more housing and more services for the people who are unhoused right now. And he basically is saying, you know, by bringing all these leaders together, these top leaders in LA, look, I'm putting it all out there. I'm cashing in all the chips. He doesn't often, the governor doesn't often get involved when it comes to propositions, right? So it's very significant that he's getting in front of this months before, March when we vote and saying, hey, I need the voters to pass this. If it doesn't pass, we face an abyss. The Republican Party, by the way, California GOP, we did reach out to them. So far, they have not. They say they're staying neutral on this proposition.
Okay, very good. Tom Waite, our political reporter. Thank you very much for that update. Hollywood's award season is almost here. CBS is the new home of the Golden Globes, which aired this Sunday night. And just before the ceremony from 4 to 5, our Suzanne Marquez will be on the red carpet with live celebrity interviews here on CBS News Los Angeles and on KCAL News. This has been CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back live at KCAL News at 8 here on CBS News Los Angeles.